No more liquid IV. I better go to the store. Ah, what?
No, you don't go to the store. Instead of going to the store, you can go online. You go to liquidiv.com. You get 20% off when you use promo code SLOB. And you're helping my podcast.
Why not just have a sports drink?
Are you recording? Oh, what?
Why not just have a sports drink?
Well, Liquid IV is, of course, known for the hydration multipliers. But now with sugar-free options, there's an immune support, energy, gut health, and they have a nighttime drink mix. Remember, guys, you don't have to go to the store. You can just go online and go to liquidiv.com. You get 20% off when you use promo code SLOB. And when you do so, you support our podcast.
But I could have it from the store in like 5 minutes. Why don't I just go get like a name brand sports energy drink?
That's 20% off when you use promo code SLOB.
Ow!
Hey, do that last part again because I was talking.
The head slap?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Slobs on the Pod. I'm your host, Jordan. I haven't done an intro like this in a while. To my right, I got Emil, and joining us today is none other than local comedian Nate Laudermilk. Laudermilk?
Laudermilk, yeah.
Laudermilk.
But you guys can call me Leche still.
Welcome. Oh yeah, aka Leche. Aka Tres Leches, dude.
I still have people call me Lychee sometimes
Oh,
too.
lychee, that's a good fruit.
That's a white people thing. Man.
Lychee, leche.
Well, yeah, no, and then also when you see it written out, you're like, you don't realize that's what it is until
Yeah.
someone says, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
It is a weird one to see written out.
Yeah, Leche.
Yeah.
Are you Hispanic, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't let the skin fool you. So my mom is Mexican and Italian, and my dad's white. Mm-hmm. But my mom's one of those like Mexican women that always say I'm white, and I'm like, nah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I say it all the time.
Yeah.
I also, you know Spanish though, right?
I still speak some Spanish. I'm not good with conversation Spanish, but like, para mi trabajo and, other stuff like that.
I don't know Spanish.
Well, lost me.
That's
No gracias.
That's actually a crazy thing though I see all the time. Like you got people that like are Hispanic, have Hispanic last names, don't speak a lick. Mm-hmm. Like you even tell them like hola and they're like, what?
Does that make you upset?
No, not necessarily. I get more.
You want them to go back to where they came from? You could say it on here.
I haven't even gone to Mexico once, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. My sister was...
Poser.
Like algodones.
I've never even been to Algodones.
Why don't you go?
Come on.
I legit won't go unless someone that actually knows the area goes with me. Like if
Let's go.
Let's go.
I actually would be down. I've been trying to get someone to go with me and take me.
Yeah,
buddy.
There's a place they do open mic. It's called the Green Door.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Check
Open mic at the Green Door every night.
Open mic, open door, open legs.
Yeah. Yeah, you get kissed at that open mic.
Man. Last time I was there, dude, the girl reached in my shorts and grabbed my balls.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
You know what?
That'll teach
This
you.
girl was so dirty, I had to wash my balls after she touched them.
Yeah.
I was like...
It felt bad.
I felt like her hands were cleaner after she touched my
Felt
nuts.
like she put something on there.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yeah.
It was fun, though. Yeah. It was fun. It's a great time. You get a bucket,
So we'll take you there.
Bucket of beers for
I'm down for that.
$2.
Yeah, be careful who you go with because we only know those places. A bucket of beer for how much?
No, I could be lying. It may be like $20. Maybe 15, maybe 10, maybe 5.
Less than 20. 6 beers?
Is it 6 beers in a bucket?
I thought so.
I don't know, man.
I've
It's Mexico, dude. They fit 12 in that bucket.
Yeah, they'll do whatever.
I was like, have you seen how many fit in a car?
Yeah.
They're Mexicans, not clowns, okay?
I don't know, man.
Is that a stereotype? A lot of Mexicans in a car?
Sort of. It's another one of those things, like, like how many can actually fit in there? Because they'd be like, hey, I need like 6 people to go, and all of a sudden they're all fitting into like a fucking Beetle or something.
Sure.
You know what's funny, though? As much as that's like a stereotype, maybe we're not Mexican enough, but I don't think I've ever had that. I think like the closest I've ever gotten was like, I don't know, maybe like a Honda Civic trying to fit like 6 people or something. 4 of kids laying in the back or sitting in the back and like 1 laying across us and like 2 in the front seat and my dad driving.
Oh, see, at least you didn't have to get put in the trunk like I did. Me and my buddy, a couple buddies wanted to go play airsoft.
That's where the babies went.
Yeah, right. They actually put me inside of a trunk all the way to where we're supposed to go. Cop pulls us over. Yeah, I'm trying to be the good friend, right? Not say anything. And they're like, "Is there anything else you want to tell us?" And my buddy's like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. My bro's in the trunk." I'm like, "You motherfucker!" Opens up the car, mind you, I'm holding onto this giant ass like gun case, and opens up the door. And I'm like, "Hey, officer!"
So awkward.
It was. The worst part was it looked like an episode of Cops because every single one of my friends were lined up with all the lights and everything going. I'm just like, "Oh, this is bad."
Damn.
Yeah,
Dude, that's funny. My buddy kind of did the same thing, but he technically got a DUI. But so like we were playing, we were out at his house playing beer pong, and he didn't drink that much. He maybe had like a beer, maybe two. Then we were like, before we get drunk, let's go get some food. So he drove, and it was me, him, and his wife, and he gets pulled over. Like the lights come on, and he's like, "Oh fuck!" And I'm like, "Dude, first off, don't tell them you've been drinking. If they ask, say you haven't." I was like, "We both can tell. Like you're not drunk at all. You don't smell like it. Nothing. Just say no. He won't even find out. He won't even second guess because you don't look it." And he's like, "Okay." As soon as the window rolls down, he's like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Good." He's like, "Have you been drinking?" He's like, "I had like 2." I was like, "Fuck."
Bro, they say that's the worst answer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually had that happen though to me. I went to go have dinner, had a couple drinks, and DUI checkpoint, and I'm fine. It's been like 2 hours and shit. And this is where some people are like, "Oh, it's white privilege crap," and I'm like, "No, I just didn't like your buddy. I didn't sound drunk or anything like that." And officer's like, "You had anything to drink?" "Yeah, I had like 2 16-ounce beers like 2 hours ago." "Where are you headed?" And I gave him my full address. Like, this guy's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've done that too.
This also was in Colorado, so I don't know. They're different there.
Maybe.
But ending to that story, he ended up. They did all the tests on him, like the sobriety test and everything, and so all we can see is like his like outlining, like his silhouette, because the light's like blinding us. So I'm looking through the back of the car, through the back window, and all I see is like they're doing all the tests, and he looks fine. Everything looks good, and the next thing I know, you see him turn around, he pushes him up again, not push him, but like slowly gets him against the car and starts arresting him. Wow. And I was like, his wife at the time, his name was Jessica. I was like, "Jessica, they're arresting him." She's like, "What?" And and I was like, "Fuck!" And so the guy, before he could even come back, they just put him in the car. Then the cop comes back and he's like, "Is there anyone that you can call to like come pick you guys up, whatever?" And then he was like, "The reason we're arresting him is because he passed all the tests. Clearly, he wasn't like drunk or anything, but he did say that he was drinking tonight." And something about, I think in Colorado, it's like what's the word? It's like it's like
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think he got like a DWI or something, driving well. I don't know. It was something stupid though.
Yeah.
But I told him, and like he had to spend like a night in jail or whatever. And at the time we were in the military, so he got lucky with everything. But the next day I was like, "Bro, I told you. All you had to say was no." He's like, "I panicked." I was like, "God damn!" I'm telling you, he was perfect. Like I would not be lying, but he was perfect. I was like, he's gonna say no. Cop's gonna believe him because he clearly isn't, and we're gonna just go get fucking carne asada fries. But this fucking idiot. Yes, I had to. Hey, so you recently had a show with the homie Reese Muniz,
Reese.
right?
Yeah, at XL Society.
Yeah.
How was it?
Dude, my throat was burning so
So was this
hard.
like a smoking show?
Yeah. So
Wait, do you smoke weed?
I do not.
Do you drink alcohol?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not a total square.
Oh, okay. Just a little bit.
I've had an edible before. That was real fucked up. I went into a total panic attack because my buddies didn't tell me what it was, and the cookie was like this fucking big.
Yeah.
Took a bite. I'm like, "Hey, yo, what kind of cookie is this?" They told me it was green tea. So I said, "Fuck it," and I ate the whole thing. And you know how like when you drink and you're sitting down, you don't feel shit till you stand up?
Yeah.
It was the same fucking thing, dude. As soon as I
Yeah.
stood up, it was like, boom.
Everything hit, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. And the worst part is I kept asking them what the hell was in it, and they refused to tell me. They were laughing at me to the point they're like, "Dude, you need to go to sleep." I'm like, "I can't go to sleep." "Why?" "I think I'm gonna die." Like,
Dude, fuck that.
Jeez.
That's why I'm so lucky. Like, I got like weaned into weed. Like, I had a bad experience at some point, but it didn't scare me in the beginning because there's a lot of people I know that they just never smoked weed again because the very first time they freaked out or something. And luckily, I had like a great experience because I love smoking weed, dude. It's crazy that you can't.
honestly, I've been around pot my entire life. My uncle.
Well, right there, you just said pot, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've been. Yeah.
That's a sign.
Dude, my dad doesn't even say pot anymore. He used to. This just pissed me off.
Like what is it now? Mary Jane, marijuana. Either way, I've been around it like
Reefer.
Yeah, my entire life. My uncle was always smoking with his homies and shit. I go play pool and darts with them. Just I never got into it, and part of it's just because the jobs I've had too.
Oh,
The whole EMT thing and everything. Like I told you, if I get drug tested, man, I could kiss my license goodbye.
You know, you could do coke in like 4 or 5 days. It goes out of your system.
Yeah, you want to do some coke?
Definitely not. I literally had a boss that would go outside at a place I was working at, go meet his dealer, come back, go in the office, disappear for an hour. As soon as he comes back, he's like, bing, bom, boom, everybody. And I'm like, dude.
We're getting it done.
He had a 5-hour energy.
For real.
That's what my cousin used to say.
Yeah.
5-hour energy.
5-day energy.
You guys got some cool ass cousins, dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, once like they've done everything, and everyone knows they've done everything, so they can't hide it. So it's fun to just ask about
live
their
their life.
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's. I think a lot of people see like families where it's sad that they have family members that are into like drugs and stuff, and they've been in and out of prison. But I see it as an opportunity to
think
like
it's cool?
learn. Yeah, especially like when you hang out with them, you're like, this guy went to prison. He's so cool.
Yeah.
You know? It's my uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle Peanut.
Uncle Peanut.
R.I.P. Uncle Peanut.
R.I.P.
Now he's alive.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You're an EMT.
Anyways.
How long you been an EMT?
12 years.
Jesus.
12
Wait,
years.
like full-time, part-time, or
Full-time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've done everything from like working at the Angel Stadium.
Nice.
Was one of my jobs. Yeah, I was actually there when was it Puig hit like 3,000 or something like that. They gave out like free bobbleheads and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I've done concerts. I used to do like Pee Wee football. So one team hired me. I go over there and everything. Which, by the way, fuck sports parents. I hate them.
Oh, yeah.
They're the worst. I literally was fixing up this kid who sprained his fingers. I'm trying to tape it up. The dad, who's the head coach, comes over and is telling me, "Oh, why are you like stopping my players and everything?" And I'm like, "Dude, he's gonna break his fingers."
Yeah.
Sure enough, he goes, retapes the kid, sends his son back out there. Next thing you know, he's just like on the fetal position on the ground. Like, and I'm just like,
Broke
oh,
his
dear
fingers?
God. Almost at the rate he was going. I've had to call the ambulance 3 times for kids that had neck.
You're
and head
EMT
injuries.
though.
Yeah. Well, so these ones, it's.
Well, I mean, if they're
It's a field medic at that point. I'm by myself, so I have to actually call an ambulance. Because this is all private shit. But it was still cool. The dumbest thing that ever happened though was I was hearing everyone call medic, and I'm like, I don't see any injured kid.
Yeah.
The freaking ref was on the ground, and this dude's like 60 something. All right. Trying to get him up, he's like hobbling a little left and right. I'm like, "You okay, dude? Like, are you diabetic or something?" Because I'm smelling his breath, and there's signs for that if you're diabetic.
What's it smell like? Shit.
It actually smells sweet, almost like they're drunk. So that's if they're having a diabetic issue. And I'm like, "Are you diabetic?" He's like, "Nah." And I'm like, I hate to ask, "Did you drink today?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "What?" He said, 2 tall cans. This dude was drunk off his ass. And then his blood pressure was so far through the roof that he could have stroked out like any minute.
So he had high blood pressure, plus he was drinking?
Yeah, plus he was drinking. Gets even worse. He tells me, "Oh, you don't need to call an ambulance. My dad could take me." What? And I shit you not, this 90-year-old freaking conjure's coming down with the cane and shit down the field. Ambulance shows up.
oh fuck, my dad's here. Be cool.
The ambulance shows up. And I thought that was the end of it. No, they told me they picked this dude up, no shit, like a week ago for crashing or driving under the influence. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. All the refs show up. I tell them what happened. They're like, "Oh, yeah, we know who that is." What? It was bad, dude.
Yeah, that's Bruce. Yeah, that was Bruce.
Yeah.
Wait, so you ever been on an airplane or anywhere in public and people are like, "Does anyone know a medic?" Or you ever been in those situations?
Oh, thank God, no, not like that.
I think if I was an EMT or like a cop, that would be my biggest because like you're never off because you know if you're at the mall and someone's choking, you're like, "Fuck, man, I have to go help," because you can't just like act like you didn't hear anything.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I actually had that happen. So I was at the LA County Fairgrounds, and I was probably maybe like 4 years into being an EMT at this point. I went to go get a beer, And as soon as I got the beer,
You were working?
no,
you weren't working.
I was
My
with
bad.
my
Yeah.
family, just with my family. But I took ice packs and stuff because it was hot, and I carried all the water bottles and shit in my backpack. I get a phone call from my dad. He's like, Nate, I need you to get over here. And I'm like, ah, shit. He's like, someone needs your help. I'm like, ah, dear God. Couldn't even have my beer. So I go over there, and this chick is just not sweating anymore. She's basically going into like real bad dehydration, heat exhaustion, right? So I'm telling my dad to get some water out of my bag, get the ice packs. I'm trying to cool her down and shit. Here comes security, and they're like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to help her. Like, do you not see what's going on? And my parents are trying to tell him, like, dude, he's an EMT, leave him alone. The security guard's now threatening to kick me out, along with everyone else, out of the freaking fairgrounds. Because I'm helping. I'm like, dude, how about you just get on the radio? Literally, there are medics here. I'm like, I don't know if you know, once I start working, I'm not supposed to leave. But I was so under, like, the point of, if I'm afraid they're going to call the cops and this is going to turn into a bad scene. And this is like before TikTok and stuff. And I'm just like, I wish it was like that back then, because people could have recorded and would have just completely saved my ass 100%.
Ah, I see.
But yeah, I ended up just like leaving. I didn't even want to drink my beer. I was so pissed off.
That's such bitch that your parents would be like, oh, my son's EMT. Hold on, let me call him. You think your dad would be cool and be like, I know someone, but I ain't gonna say nothing.
My parents are
He
not
comes
like
back
that.
with his beer. She's dead.
Dad, why'd you call me? I could have saved her. You were on vacation. I thought you wanted to enjoy your time. I'm sorry. I didn't want to bother you.
Oh, I tell them that all the time. I'm like, please, for the love of God, if something happens, just forget I'm an EMT for one day.
Damn, dude, that sucks. Yeah, no, I could never. Like I said, I'd want to just. I'm a piece of shit though.
See, I would
I'd be
want.
like-
I would want to know. I would want to be like, "What's the issue?" If it's something that, you know what I mean.
No, they're like, is there an EMT in here? There's you in the back. What's wrong with her? And they say it.
Nah. But if it's just like,
Well, okay.
you know,
So what
it's-
would you say yes to then?
I don't know, man. What's an easy one? Like if
A baby, anything with a baby or a kid.
that's an easy one? No, that's hard.
No, that's hard.
I thought you meant an easy
I'm
choice.
talking about, someone cuts their hand and you're gonna help them real quick. Or,
Yeah, I mean, like basic first aid stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
kind of like common sense,
Yeah.
Well,
clean it off. put
No
a
one's gonna be
Band-Aid, whatever.
screaming for you at an easy one. Someone has to like slip and fall and hit their head when they got up to
someone
hit
has
the.
a seizure. Are you gonna?
Yeah.
I actually had someone have a seizure while I was shopping with my mom at a grocery store, and this was before I was an EMT. And the lady's like, "I'm good." My mom's all like, "Nathan, you need to go help her." I'm like, "What the hell?" And she's like, "I'm about to go down." And sure enough, she like dropped right into my arms, and I got her down. And I'm like, "All right, the only thing I know to do is just put them sideways and make sure they don't bite their tongue." At this point,
Was she like?
oh, she was legit going into like full on seizures, man. It was crazy. Well, and the
Good
worst,
impression.
the disgusting part is she had just taken like a bite of a muffin, and it started just like coming out of her mouth. I was like,
Yeah. So you just got some nosy ass parents.
yeah,
Your dad's like, I know a guy. Your mom's like, go help her.
yeah.
He's like, you had to become an EMT.
Actually, I tell
Like,
people,
they're gonna keep volunteering me for this shit.
I tell people all the
Get paid.
time. I keep a boo-boo bag in my car. That's what I call it. It's my red bag with like trauma kit and shit. Because my dad is always getting fucking injured. I swear to God. Every day, like we officially made it a joke in our family that you're not a true Laudermilk until you get your first injury that sends you to the hospital. Like my
What
brother's.
does he do for work? Does he have a dangerous job?
Well, he's retired now, but he actually used to work at a bindery. So the place that like prints out the giant ads and brochures and shit like that, he did that for 25 years. But he worked a cutter. So he's actually sliced the tips of his fingers off a few times doing that.
So now he can get away with crime.
I actually tell people that I can kill with this thumb because I sliced it off cutting bacon at one of my jobs.
Wait, you like your thumbprint part? You sliced a piece of that
Yeah,
off?
off the
It's smooth.
top of my thumb right here. So
So you don't have thumbprints?
I still
Not
get a
that-
thumbprint,
If he
but
kills you with that part, no one will know.
yeah.
No, I'm just
If he
asking in
breaks
general.
It has
breaks
a
him.
bit of a print, but actually it's even worse. I probably couldn't get away with murder because literally every time I've had a thumbprint, there's that impression of the circle right there where it separates the two parts.
Ah, I see.
But the docs actually gave me an option when they had it. They're like, we could put it back, but you're not gonna really have any feeling. I said, dude, just put it back. I don't want like a weird dent in my thumb.
They were gonna leave the chunk off.
Yeah, they said you had two options. We can sew it back on, or we can leave it off. And
Or
I'm
you
like,
can look cool as shit forever.
I was like,
Have a cool story.
yeah, pre-Ratatouille, of course, I killed the man with this thumb.
Well,
You can't
yeah.
even tell though.
You
Yeah.
can kind of tell.
Oh,
If you stare at it, but like the more I'm staring at it right now,
would you like to stare at a good?
yeah.
story?
Unless I can hold it and really,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you don't have like I see people that have like a whole missing fucking pinky or like you know what I'm
Oh,
saying.
well,
yeah.
yeah.
And it's no, but it's crazy because like on your hand, like I have an uncle like that. Like he looks like a Ninja Turtle. Like he's like this,
shit.
but like because it's like his skin color and like he's constantly just doing things, you don't notice until you see him like grab a beer, and then you're like, the fuck is an alien? Like he looks like crazy.
So the guys with the flippers, you go and
Or
shake
when-
their hand, all of a sudden, like, wow!
Oh no, when you go to shake his hand and you just feel like this.
Yeah.
I love him though.
I like that. I like weird hands.
I was like, does he have a forever shocker? Is that what it is?
That's cool.
No, it's just Easter. He's a Ninja Turtle.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That still works. 2 in 1.
I knew a guy with 2 thumbs on one hand. That made me happy.
Was it like 2 normal thumbs or one like?
No,
like
it was like a extra
piece of skin hanging out.
It wasn't skin. It was
Full
It had
size.
a nail, I think.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it was like extra. It wasn't like a full ass second thumb.
Like the people with a minor, like, third nipple.
I have
So
a third
tiny.
nipple.
Oh yeah, you do.
I have a third nipple.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're going to make every
Usually
sci-fi
people are
person-
more excited when I tell them.
Usually people clap.
He was like, "Oh, dope."
Cool.
Like, do you know a lot of people that have 3 nipples or what?
You're talking to an anime nerd, dude, so third nipple's, like, normal.
Oh, Mills recently just got into hentai. You ever watch that?
Not hentai. My friend told me to watch this show that came out when we were like younger. That I've never been into anime, and I just never got into it. And then I like cars, so he told me to watch this one called Initial D.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
I like it. It's old and corny, but I like it.
Yeah, actually, have you seen a lot of people are doing that to their cars now?
Yeah.
Is that's like the new thing is they're making like comic book style and a lot of them to replicate the look from Initial D, like it's actually moving. Well, it's actually pretty cool. I like it.
That is cool.
But yeah.
Are you like a big anime
Oh hell yeah.
fan?
Hell yeah.
I don't want to disrespect you and say nerd.
Oh no, dude.
Does the word nerd?
No.
Nah.
I'm a nerd. I'm a
offend you?
geek. I'm a gamer. I'm an otaku, which is someone that's like really into anime and shit. Some people have tried calling me. There's another word for it. Weebo. You heard that one? Yeah, I've been called weeb a few times. Like that's part of why I throw it into the comedy though, because that's a part of me. I just try and make it easier for everyone else to understand it in a way they can.
How close is your world and furries?
I would say there's a lot of animes that have like kins, if you will. So people that are like humanoid animals.
Okay.
So there are furries in that. My friends made fun of me. One Halloween, I actually bought this giant panda head, and they know I love pandas. Like, oh my god, he finally did it. He became a furry. And I'm just like, oh,
The next stage of evolution.
There's actually crazy enough. There's like some furries will get mad if you compare them to, I think it's called Therians. And it's basically people that act like the animal instead of just looking like, a full suit or a tail and some ears.
Like the people, like the people that get like that, like to have like collars and get walked and stuff and like stuff like that. But they don't dress up in a costume. They're just themselves.
Puppy play?
Puppy play.
Slightly different. That's more of a kink.
It is.
Kink shame.
Yeah.
I have a video for kink shaming, so we can get to that.
okay.
But keep going.
So yeah, there is the kink, like the puppy play and stuff like that. Furries are more like they have their own persona, like a different thing they go into when they do the full suit or partial, whatever. And then the other ones are like people that get on all fours and act like cats, like have like a masquerade mask and shit. They're like doing all this shit. I was playing Dungeons and Dragons once actually, and I mentioned that name, and one of my players got pissed. Because I said they kind of reminded me of a Therian. They're like, no, it's a furry. I'm like, okay, apparently furries and Therians don't get along.
Yeah, it's like trans people and gay people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be careful. That's why I try and keep a lot of this stuff out of my D&D games as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Keep it at my D&D.
What is that? Dungeons and Dragons, right? So that's like it's a board game, or is this like a computer game?
What is it classified as?
It is considered a
RPG.
Yeah, RPG or role playing game. Some
Rocket
people
propelled grenade.
actually there are versions where you can do stuff like that. So it's not just pure fantasy world like most people see on the boxes. There's actually some modern stuff.
Yeah.
Like I did a zombie apocalypse with some of my friends one time, and so I gave them like shotguns, 9 mils. Some people were able to like hit like a baseball bat at the zombies and stuff and see if it does things like that. The stupidest thing though is I realized how bad some of my guys were at some of the generational gap. Like you guys know the 8675309. I love how yeah, here we go right here what I'm talking about.
Why don't I know this right now?
8675309.
No, wait, what is that then?
So it originally was a song, and then from a song in the 90s it turned into a bit of a meme as well, but it was actually a song.
By whom? By what?
I can't remember the name right now.
Oh, then never mind. It's not a big deal. Okay, never mind.
All I know is
No, it's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. You don't have to look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
Don't look it up.
He's gonna look it up.
Okay, so what about the song?
So I had it where they found like a name with a code, right, for them to use it to access a gate to get out.
Okay.
And I said it's kind of like different parts were kind of etched out, and I said it's 8-753-09, and they couldn't figure it out. So then I said, all right, roll history to like see how well they might remember as their character. And I said, you hear the numbers and you hear a song in your head, and it's like da 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 da. And mind you, both of these guys are like 25 to 30, and none of them could figure it out.
Go ahead. Even when you tell them, they're just gonna be like, "The fuck is that?" Like they're not gonna be like, "Oh yeah," because they have no idea. It's like a brand new language to them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yet everybody else I asked that day, the same way, everyone knew it right away.
How old are you?
I'm 35, actually.
So, do you think a 5-year difference is a big difference? Because I'm 31 and I have no idea what that is. But I mean, and he's older, so what are you doing? Oh, I thought you were like hiding that you were smoking. I'm like, we can see that you're smoking.
We see
But
that.
it's like, bro, you're literally right
It was
here.
stuck, so I was like trying to unclog it.
Oh, okay. But what was I gonna say? Yeah. So anyway, so did they figure it out, or once you told them no?
No,
It was
they
nothing
never
to
figured it
them.
out. We
Yeah.
still make fun of it to this day that they still couldn't do it.
Yeah.
This day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I do not.
Have you ever been in a long-term relationship?
The longest one I was ever in was 2 years, and I hated it.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
that's a long one.
Yeah,
You hated the whole thing?
It was nice in some parts, but what's the word I'm looking for? People that believe their own lies. She was that type. So anytime we were talking about things, like she's like, "Oh, how many kids do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, I would love to have kids. Maybe like 2 or 3, but I'm kind of hoping I'm the guy that in my family that has the twins because we do have that." Like 2 months later, she's telling me she's pregnant with twins. Month later, she's telling me now she doesn't have the twins, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like it was a lot of. It was
that's
a lot.
nuts.
Yeah, it was a lot of
That's nuts.
sus shit.
She was nuts.
That's a crazy chick.
100, oh,
That's
100%.
that's not just someone believing that. Like, I didn't think you were going there with the lie she was going to believe. That's nuts.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's so funny you brought that up because my girl's not normally a crazy type girl. She can be, but
Not that.
bro, no. Let me tell you this. Today it happened. That's crazy you bring this up. Today she has like her yearly like girl checkup or whatever, and she messaged me. She's like, "Oh, I just got on my appointment." I was like, "Okay, cool. How'd it go?" And she was like, "I'm pregnant," and I was like, "Stop playing." She was like, "I'm serious." This is all through text, and she's like, "I'm serious," and I'm like, Are you for real right now? Or are you joking? And she put like the emoji like the, and then she was like, and then she was
super serial guy.
Yeah.
she's like, "Yes, I'm pregnant," and I was like, "What?" And she didn't text me back or nothing. So I called her. I was like, "Are you pregnant?" She was like laughing, and she's like, "No, I'm not pregnant." And I was like, "Fuck you," and I hung up on her. But I told her, I was like, "That's
Bad joke.
not as bad, but it's almost like when you say like, "Hey, your mom died," and it's like, what?
Yeah, that's just a bad. Did you have a 7 o'clock alarm too?
Yeah.
You guys both had 7 o'clock alarms?
Well, I wasn't expecting, this was all fucking last minute. So
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
my alarms to wake me up to get ready to go to work. So I work, like I told Emil, I work at 10 o'clock at night. So I usually set my alarms for like 6 or 7. because at home I have to actually help my brother with like his dogs and shit, and then make lunch and everything else like that.
Oh, okay.
So thank you for getting that all done at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
And joining us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah,
I know it was like super. We literally messaged him today. What, like 4 or 5 hours ago?
Yeah,
Or
a few hours ago. Because
start?
we tried to do it
After Andy Huggins.
after we were on
That
the show
Sunday,
together at the
Yeah.
Crest.
But you had to do a D&D tournament something.
So I had a card game tournament for a game called Alpha Clash, but it's something like I had planned months
and
in
you
advance.
said you're usually free on Sundays, and that was the
exactly.
one Sunday.
Yeah.
What are the odds?
Yeah,
made
that's
it
what I
happen.
told him. I'm like, dude, this whole month's been just bad timing for me with everything.
Yeah, we figured it out though.
Yeah, we did. I was happy. I actually was laughing because at the XL thing, there was a live podcast there, and I was like, damn, I didn't even get to do you guys first, and I'm doing a podcast
Doing that.
with somebody else.
What's
So-
XL?
Exhale, the where Reese headlined the weed
Oh,
the weed show.
okay.
Yeah, the ADHD
Excellent.
section is coming back on the train trail. We just did. There's like wide ass turn.
Yeah, but also going to the girlfriend thing though. So okay, you don't have a girlfriend, but let me ask you this: in your, because I know like the things that used to be kind of lame really aren't no more, like video games, nerdy stuff that like you're into. But like, are there like hot girls like that are into those things too?
Is there hot D&D
Like
girls?
even if they weren't into that, they're still like a fucking 10.
Okay, so I'm gonna sound like a total gatekeeper right now, and I apologize.
Stay away from my girls.
So
Stay in your lane.
there are girls that are fucking gorgeous, like how you said, be 9s and 10s any day of the week, that actually legitimately are into like Pokemon and D&D
What you're
Magic
into.
and stuff like this. A lot of stuff I'm into. But then there's these e-girls that are out there, like they'll just fucking dress up in like, a cosplay outfit or something for views and likes, but then don't know shit.
This is like a poser.
Basically.
Yeah.
And
Stolen Valor.
yeah, I try not
Shout
to
out.
gatekeep shit like that, but it's hard because.
What do you mean gatekeep though?
Okay, so for example, like Emil, you told me you only watched Initial D. If you told me you're an anime fan, I would have said, "What do you watch?" And if you only told me Initial D, I'd be like, "Bro, you can't tell me you're a fan."
Yeah.
It's same thing with gaming. When I meet girls that tell me they're gamers, I'm like, "Well, what do you play?" 9 out of 10 times, it's either going to be Call of Duty or Fortnite. I mean, sometimes Minecraft. I'm like, "Okay, what else do you play?" And they're like, "Oh, that's it." I'm like, "Don't tell me you're a gamer then." It's like
I like how he just bleeped himself out. You see that? That was crazy. I was like, someone edited on the fly.
He does it when he does stand up too.
I really try. My parents don't want me to cuss or anything.
Are you not a dirty comic?
He
Not
self
really?
edits.
No,
I mean, he's saying
do.
dirty stuff. He just doesn't, which is great.
That was
'cause
awesome.
I get on rants where I'm just like, fuck, I don't know, fucking shit.
So-
for no reason.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
no,
thought that
you're
was
good.
cool.
In my family, I have I curse like a friggin' sailor a lot of the time. So sometimes I'll be like,
Freak
mother,
yeah.
and shit like that. So, but it's mostly the F word they hate more than anything else. So that's
Faggot.
that's
It's a big one.
Yeah, that's
No,
the other
not
one.
that one. Nope.
They're like, actually, they're fine with that one, but they hate that.
So I have another nerd girl question.
Sure.
So like
Yeah.
is it? I have no experience with it. I have no knowledge of it, but I get the vibe that, and not just the like the nerd girls, but also just nerds in general. Because like I feel like we're all types of nerds.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
I knew you were gonna
when
say
when
that.
you get around your type, you get a little freaky. Like Band was notorious for all just fucking each other and shit. Is it,
You talking about American
I was
Pie?
in marching band and it was 100% like that
it's
too.
like, it is like that though.
Like how they said in
Yeah.
American Pie?
yeah,
Dude, it was always-
because that's a common
Why?
stereotype. Because
Yeah.
they just
It was 100%.
they're horny teenagers with like interests.
That is
you
funny.
Know what I mean?
That is funny because that's always been a thing too, where like the quiet girl or like the one that gets straight A's, she's the freakiest one. That makes sense. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. In my high school, 100%, it was the drum lane and the color guard girls all the fucking time.
Damn.
And
Did you go to like band camp or is that a thing or no?
that actually is 100% a thing where we spend the entire summer just out in the heat. And the crazy part is a lot of times you don't expect band people to also be jocks. And I did wrestling as well. So like how we're talking about nerds and different type of nerds and shit do. It was hard in high school when you're trying to just fit in one circle, and now you're in these different ones.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're a jock, but you're like on the low level, so no one really gives a damn about you. You're a nerd, but they don't like you because you do sports and shit. The band members, it was bad, man, just horrible.
So, are you a jock or are you a nerd that wrestled?
A bit of both.
Jock gamer,
Yeah.
nerd jock hybrid.
But going back to the girl thing.
Yes.
So, are there like well-known like nerdy girls that know their shit?
Yeah. There's a couple.
and they're fucking like 9s and 10s.
One of the ones that
Like streamers or anything?
yeah, one of the streamers. Actually, you ever seen Free Guy?
That's the movie with Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the film where they had all the streamers in there, one of them was like this Asian chick called Pikimin. She's actually a
Yes.
She is a legitimate actual streamer.
I've seen her pussy.
Have you?
She has an OnlyFans.
I believe.
Oh.
I believe it. Almost everyone's got an OnlyFans by now.
I could be wrong though. Wait,
I need one.
don't.
I don't have one.
There is like a famous like streamer. She dresses like a cat sometimes, and she whatever.
Oh, that does not help.
Not dresses. I know. But wait, what's the name you said of the girl?
Pikimin.
How's it? It's not spelled like Pokemon, is it?
It's like Pokemon, but I think it's Pikimon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I know what it is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, she's a
Seen her pussy.
saying her pussy.
Say her pussy.
there's definitely a lot out there.
No, but nerdy. I would say nerdy goth chicks are like around the same in the same
Goth
category.
chicks are a whole.
Really? You don't think so?
That's a whole nother level.
Goth chicks are their whole own thing, bro.
Goth girls are most nerds' kryptonite. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
So-
horrifying. What are you talking about?
Goth chicks are into only goths,
like
What are-
nerd dudes are totally into goth girls.
but goth girls aren't into nerdy girls.
I wouldn't say that. I think they like some of the nerd guys because some of them are very more like subservient.
What's
To
that
that-
mean? What's that mean?
They're more subs. They're just
What's that mean?
The nerd guys are.
yeah. Like,
What's that
like-
mean?
Because the goth girl is gonna want to be more dominant.
Oh,
So-
I didn't know.
So we're
subservient
very,
was the opposite of that.
some guys are just very like yes, whatever you say, to shit like that,
I bet you in a trench coat loves that. Get over here.
Actually, this goes into our next segment, kink shaming.
Kink shaming.
I have a video for you guys,
Oh boy.
but can we take a quick break so I can set up my laptop?
Sure.
Because I don't know why. I don't know why I started this without setting up my laptop.
It's no problem.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Are you ready?
How do you guys feel about people? Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I just have a.
Were you reading your text out loud?
No, I have a question about like with stuff like D&D and
Yeah, go for
card games and stuff. Like, how are you guys when people like if I just wanted to go check it out, or me and Jordan wanted to go check it out? Are you apprehensive because you feel like people are coming to make fun of you, or are you open to people who have like no experience or knowledge of it, who are genuinely like curious?
Dude, no shit. I turn into like a little fucking kid in a candy shop with that because I get super excited.
Oh,
Yeah, I get excited.
like you're showing interest in what I like. Let me talk about it. Yeah.
I've had
Like when outsiders want to come in?
Oh yeah, 100%. I've had people that are like, "Oh, is this D&D?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, have you never played?" They're like, "Oh, I've heard of it, or I've seen the movie, or they play Baldur's Gate." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is actual, this is actual D&D, like where it originated from was playing on tabletop like this." And they're like, "Oh, I don't know if it's easy or hard to get into." And I'm like, "Well, we do play some games that are more beginner friendly, which is basically like you can go to Walmart actually and buy a kit. It already has the characters made for you, the story's there. So even if like you two wanted to play and say you want to be the storyteller, it tells you exactly how to do it and how to run the story. So you're not like overly confused or overwhelmed,
But couldn't like a new person come in and read that book and do the game
Yeah,
or
it's just a
play?
game.
From the beginner kit? Oh, 100%.
Oh, okay.
It gets a little confusing. I have this meme about tomatoes that tells you exactly like the different parts of it, like strengths, like crushing the tomato, wisdoms, this, knowing that tomato's a fruit, and things like that.
In your best description, in like the easiest way possible, how can you explain D&D?
Yeah.
Like D&D for dummies.
Okay. Basically, you tell me what you want to do, and then I'll say, okay, roll a dice based off certain things. Like, you want to break through the door? Okay, roll me strength. You roll the dice. If it's high enough, you break through the door. If it's too low, you don't break through the door. You might actually even get thrown back and land on your ass.
No.
And so all this is done, obviously, third eye, with your third eye. But a lot of times we have miniatures and maps and stuff to make it easier for people to visualize. And a lot of it usually starts in a tavern, where it's like, okay, the two of you are in a tavern. You see a ogre over in the back, and he's popping out a cork right now. And you see a couple people that look a little shifty off into the corner. Yeah. And you got the smell of fresh meat and fine wine wafting through the air.
Whoa.
And what do you want to do? And then you tell me, and then we go from there. So it could be like, oh, I want to see if there's a barmaid to flirt with. Sure. You would roll charisma, we call it the Riz rolls now.
Oh.
For that. Roll for Riz, to see how well can you get this barmaid on your side. And basically, depending on how you made your character, it may already be high or it might be low. We have bards. Bards always are like the music players, the musicians, but there's always a stigma of they're always the horny people. So usually they're the ones that try and do shit like that. And then, everyone plays how they want to play. I always tell people, be something you've never been before. And that's one of the best ways to play D&D. If you're usually like a soft-spoken person, be aggressive, If you're very aggressive and you want to be like holier than I can't talk right now. Go be a cleric or go be a paladin, something that deals with that. Just have fun. That's the biggest thing, is use your imagination and have fun with it. And I can tell you exactly what you can and cannot do. And throughout the entire story, I have like a guideline of how I want to do things, but it doesn't mean that's how it's going to stay.
Can you play D&D for money?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it. With like the high roll, low roll.
So
betting wise, or like
turn it into craps, dude.
There's actually betting in D&D, so we have like systems for gambling and stuff like that too.
What the fuck?
Yeah, so like if you're like, I had a campaign where they were playing like a 5-card hand, so I had them roll, and the numbers that they rolled would turn into like, okay, you got ace of spade, this and this and that, and they would bet the gold that they have as a player and things like that. In November, we're getting ready for talks for it for an event called Extra Life. And the shop I go to called RPG, Rudy's Phenomenal Game, I did it last year as a dungeon master. And so I had 4 different ways people can come over and play. And the way it was set up, you pay to play, and that goes to the charity. And then I come up with crazy ass shit to make things hard for you. And now you're paying money to make it easier on yourself or make it harder. And if you're an outsider watching in, you can pay to screw with the game too.
Whoa.
Like, oh, they're having a good time? Cool, I'm going to pay to put 10 goblins on the field. All right.
I'd be the worst.
Oh, some people really were.
How much is it for goblins? 10 goblins is $5. Give me 1,000 goblins.
There were people paying for healing potions, paying for more creatures on the field.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. I think I raised
how much for this guy to just be dead?
I think I actually had something like that for like $100 that you can just kill their character for $100.
Yeah. That's kind of like real life.
You're dead. You're dead.
I know you're not big on TikTok. You are, right?
A little bit, yeah.
TikTok lives, they'll do that where they're trying to accomplish something, so they'll send me this for this amount of money and stuff like that. Remember how we talked about it before? And they would get like, remember that one lady that was doing like the hot dog or the weird shit.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated that so
that
much.
moment. What were they called? NPCs?
I think they were like AI NPCs, and it's just like, hot dog, Lizzie, like, heights, and I'm like, oh god.
So what you did was like the live version of that, where people were like, okay, like kind of like Fortnite too, where you spend like money to unlock like new weapons or new costumes and stuff that'll benefit you in the game later on.
Yeah,
so you can pay for those upgrades.
Yeah, so people inside and outside the game were paying to mess with it. And even then, like every 10 minutes of play, I had something happen. So I would roll a dice, look at my list, and like, okay, now this is going to happen. And I had that chaos in there to force them to want to buy more into it, because again, like this whole thing's for charity. So the whole point of me is to make them enjoy the game, but make it hard enough that they're willing to put more money into it
for the charity.
For the charity,
Yeah,
exactly. And we even had prizes and stuff too. Like, you got points for killing people, for saving people. How many monsters did you kill? Did you kill a boss and things like that? And I used a score tracker to figure out who was going to get first place. Plus, you could add donations to get more points. And that's actually what ended up happening the last like hour. Two guys were going back and forth for this box of miniatures that I had as a prize. And one guy ended up putting in like $75 just to get ahead of everyone else. And then another guy put in like another 50. And I think they were tied for like 15 minutes. We got down to the last minute. Another dude just slapped down $5. Is like, mine. I think I raised like just on that was almost like $300. For reals.
Sorry, I thought it was gonna be a little bit more than that.
I would love to say it was more, but I mean, still for us in Arizona, I think we ranked like in the top 10 of all the people that were raising money. So for us, I mean, shit, for 300, that was actually pretty good considering, you know, also we're in Yuma. So to get
this all took place in Yuma.
Yeah, this all took place in
300
Yuma.
sounds about right.
Yeah. So it was actually pretty good because he said last time they did the D&D, it didn't make as much money.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I like to think, toot my little horn on that one.
Yeah, toot your little horn.
So let me ask you this: there's obviously the things you do, people would assume is like lame or nerdy or whatever.
Oh, you could 100% say that.
But-
I get it all the time.
You just keep coming back to that.
But what are
fine.
things?
That is fine.
What are things that you think
dick.
are lame and nerdy?
Oh, good
Yeah, let me
question.
finish, dude.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the lame thing is, like I said, are people that try and act like they're into this type of stuff, and then when you call them out on it, they aren't.
Okay.
And
Well,
it's-
posers. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not trying to be the asshole. I want more people to come and join D&D. I want more people into this. I want more people playing board games and card games and shit like this. Like, I welcome it. Just don't act like you're not about it. For example, when people that are really into sports tell me, "Oh, I'm not a nerd," I said, "Bull fucking shit."
Oh, are you kidding me? I
I
play
was like,
fantasy football.
Exactly.
I'm a nerd.
Fantasy football is 100% nerd for jocks. I don't care what you say.
For sure.
Like,
That's
I
a
mean,
good
it's
point.
in the name.
That's a good point.
yeah, like you're literally
Fantasy.
like a coach. You're building up your dream team. You're looking at stats. You're going head to head with people all the fucking time. I'm like, if that's not D&D, I don't know what else to tell you.
You're constantly monitoring the waiver wire.
Exactly.
Checking the health and strength
health,
and
yeah.
availability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just when people tell me, "Oh, I'm not a nerd," I'm like, "Do you play fantasy football?" Yeah, you're a nerd, dude. Just get the
You're
fuck
one of
over
the
it.
biggest nerds.
100%.
Emil made a good point in the beginning. He said like everyone has that type
Everyone's
of thing.
nerdy
Everyone
about
has a
something.
thing that's nerdy to them.
Yeah.
I think majority of some people that don't see like stand up as a big thing would consider that nerdy or like a hobby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we
Clowns.
try talking stand up to someone who's just like okay with stand up,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
annoy them real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, that's like the Louis C.K. bit. Oh, that's like, I mean, I catch myself doing it all the time to people who don't give a shit.
You do it.
Yeah, I know, but like, you don't do it with stand up?
I hold back on it.
Oh, because you're cool.
I just
you're open
I
jersey.
can understand that I have like comic friends that when I say certain
I
things they'll
understand
understand.
it too.
I
but
can
that
separate
doesn't make
that.
me not want to talk about the thing that excites me.
I know I sound like a nerd when I bring up
Yeah,
things
see,
like
I
that.
don't care.
well, and
Oh
that's-
no, obviously.
Obviously.
Well, and that's the crazy thing about being a nerd. A nerd isn't necessarily just like, oh, someone that plays games or
Oh, no.
things like that. Nerd is you're into something
Mm-hmm.
enough that you, like how you said, you could talk about it with somebody else and they're confused as shit, but you love it. You know it. You're deep into it.
Yeah.
That's a nerd.
Yeah.
100% that's a nerd.
It's like when people say like immigrants and everyone assumes they're talking about Mexicans, but really
Yeah.
immigrants can mean like all sorts of types of different
Exactly.
Yeah.
people. So nerd isn't just one thing.
Yeah. And that's why I try and tell people, I'm like, nerds more than just that. You know,
Okay, what's something that another group of people do that's cringy to you? I'll say that then. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you with the word
what, cringy?
nerd.
Oh no! Again, I'm a nerd. I own a, again, nerd, geek, otaku, gamer. You can call me all that, man. I'm 100%.
We'll call
that's my
you-
life.
Would you
Leche.
prefer a girl say that you're a nerd or you're cringy?
I'd rather be called a nerd because that's usually cute.
Yeah.
He's like, so you're saying I'm smart? All smart ass coming back with that lame ass.
It's because some girls, when they do that shit, they're like, I like how nerdy you are, though. You know, you really.
Yeah.
You're
No
really
girl
into
says I
shit."
like how cringy you are.
Yeah, no girl's ever gonna be like,
I like cringy guys. I like cringy guys.
yeah.
Or like the girls that take pictures with glasses on and a book. I'm a nerd. I read.
That's fucking cringe right there, 100%. Like, again, I don't try and gatekeep, but if you're gonna pose into what you want to be, I just can't. I can't stand
just
that.
be
bro.
what you are, man.
Yeah, like be real about it. If you're not totally into it, but you enjoy it now and then, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, it's dope.
But if you're gonna, like say you're into sports, for instance, and you can't even name one freaking team.
Sure.
Again, I'm not trying to be an freaking a-hole about it, but just own up to it. Just say, hey, I'm
That's
not
it.
really into sports, but I like watching.
I used to be more into it. Now
Yeah.
I tune out, but I get it and whatever. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Music,
with us.
it happens all the time. You'll be like, oh, I'm into that group or I'm into that rapper or that band.
Yeah.
And then someone wants to be like, did you like this record? Did you like that record? Did you
No.
have
Dude,
you heard,
that was
have you heard
me.
their EP? I'm like, I don't know, man.
I actually had that issue with music. So like you always had the pop people and stuff, or the guys that had like Motley Crue and shit, and all that. I listened to that music and I loved a lot of that music. I loved pop, metal, and everything else. People do that to me. They're like, "Oh, can you name an album? Can you name this song?" It's like, dude, I don't know the song. I don't know the band. I know the music because I don't always hear it enough to memorize who that is. But I fucking love it.
But see, you're just doing the same thing you do with people that you say are posers.
Yeah, and that's
Because
and
you're
I agree.
doing the I'm wearing a Sublime shirt. It's like, oh yeah, name 5 of their songs. It's like, dude, I just like the shirt. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're doing.
No, and I agree.
I'm calling
That's-
you on your bullshit.
No, and that's
Oh,
why I
when
never
someone
wore
shows
that.
up.
Hypocritical.
No, and that's why I never wore that stuff though, because of that type of shit. 100%. Like I love Sublime and all.
I'm
These
just
other
messing
bands.
with you.
No, you're good. I did agree with that. I was trying not to be a poser, but I was still always called one.
Bring the mic a little closer, please.
Oh yeah, sorry. Again, I get loud. I'm trying not to like overdo it.
He'll turn you down if you get too loud.
I was gonna turn him up, but he is pretty loud for how far he was, so I think you're fine.
I told you I got a big mouth, man.
Hey, if you want, you can take it off and hold it. Whatever you're more comfortable with.
Nah, this is good.
Okay. I'm just making sure. We should have asked in the beginning, huh?
Yeah.
Fuck!
We figured it out. It's okay. Like,
Bro. It's weird that you asked for Diet Pepsi, by the way, yeah.
Why?
You into Diet Cokes and all that? Is that your thing?
Oh, I fucking hate diet sodas.
Nice, yeah.
Like I just discovered ginger ale and Crown
why are
Royal
you
the
shitting
other
on
day.
it?
No, I'm not shitting on it. I've tasted them and I don't like the aftertaste they get.
Yeah, that's the same for me. It's
I
not.
just legit don't like the flavor. I'm not hating on it at all.
I get it.
I had someone give me a sugarless Mountain Dew one time on accident, and I didn't realize it was. I drank it. I was like, "What the fuck?" I thought it was flat, and then I took a look at the bottom. Like, oh,
I've never drank a sugar-free Mountain Dew.
it tastes like a flat soda.
Sounds like it shouldn't even be possible.
Well, because like they have the zero Dr Pepper, zero Coke, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's 100% what it tastes like. It just tastes like flat soda.
What'd you say you drink? Crown and what?
Crown and ginger ale is a new one I just discovered.
Crown and ginger.
Yeah, I was at Circle K.
Regular Crown?
Yeah. So I was at Circle K and I had ginger ale because my stomach was all fucked up, and I had some Dr. Pepper. So I bought some Gentleman Jack, some Jack Daniels, and some Crown.
I wonder why your stomach hurts.
Minis?
Yeah, the minis.
Okay.
Yeah,
Shooters?
Yeah, the little shooters. So I keep a couple at home in my fridge. But
Smart.
yeah, I told him like, oh, I just need this for my stomach. He's like, oh, are you gonna mix the Crown and the ginger ale? I was like, what? I didn't know that was a thing. He's like, yeah, dude. So next day, I still had some ginger ale and the Crown left over, so I just fucking took a few out of the ginger ale, throw the whole bottle in there, shook it up a little, and oh damn! Now I drink that all the time. Like when we had the Andy Huggins show, I had like 2 of those.
That's a good point, because I always assumed Crown is obviously a dark liquor, and I always put like dark liquors with dark mixers. So I sometimes forget that Jack does kind of go with Sprite sometimes. It just the idea.
7 and 7, dude.
What's 7 and 7?
Oh yeah.
Seagram 7, like cheap Canadian whiskey with 7 Up. So good. I used to drink the shit out of those.
My uncle would drink that. R.I.P. to him. But
7
yeah,
and 7s.
that was one of his.
Is he dead?
Jack and 7. Yeah.
No.
He's like, nah. No, we just don't talk.
Not anymore.
You wanna Rogue? You want a pouch?
I appreciate it. I don't.
Do you vape?
I used to vape zero nicotine back in the day when
the hell's
it
that?
was first when it first started.
Flavored air?
Vape with
Basically.
nicotine. Yeah.
Well, remember they used to have like they look like straws when they first started doing that kind of stuff. It was like 5-10 puffs. You can buy them for like $1.
A straw?
Yeah, it looked like a fucking straw. And you could buy that, and they had zero nicotine, and then they had the ones with the other nicotines, and then they started getting into the ones that were like this freaking big, you know, you had to put the cod in and redo it and everything. So you had to be a fucking electrician and shit in order
That's a
to
good
do
point,
that.
yeah.
So
the voltage of it.
yeah.
And shit.
So I used to smoke those with the zero nicotine, and I actually enjoyed it along with smoking hookah. And
I loved hookah.
I fucking loved hookah.
Fuck hookah.
Dude.
Bro, we should get a hookah.
No, dude.
Dude, we had one, we
I'll go
called
back
it...
to smoking a pack of cigarettes a day if I hit the hookah one time.
What's worse, hookah or cigarettes?
Hookah.
cigarettes.
Hookah. It's hookah. Look it up. It's
They
hookah.
do say it's hookah. The only reason I say cigarettes is because
It tastes worse.
I feel like someone had me try a cigarette once and I couldn't do it again after that. Hookah wasn't as bad because as long as you keep it, you know, moist and everything, you don't let it over dry, it doesn't burn your throat and shit.
That's why it's worse, bro. Because it tastes good. It's
It does.
smoother. It's the experience. You're bubbling. You're passing it around.
It's even cool when you go out to a bar where you can
you
order
have
a
another
hookah.
one ready
Yeah.
when that one goes out. Even the charcoals are fun.
Have you had the ones in the fruit? In the actual like fruit
Yeah.
bowls? Dude,
I used to watch YouTube videos on that, how to make your own hookah and stuff out of like pineapples
Oh,
or,
yeah.
or
That's
watermelons
why
and
it's worse,
shit.
because before you know it, you've ripped like 4 shisha bowls or whatever, and you're like, that's like 2 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy because that's what I used to run through too when I was studying for EMT school. Was when I was smoking hookah the most. But dude, it calmed me down so much, like for studying.
See, but that's the same bullshit where they say, what is it, like smoking one vape is like smoking 1,000 cigarettes or some
I
bullshit?
don't know about
Yeah.
that.
No, I know, or something crazy. But I'm like, yeah, but I can if you were to give me a cigarette, I could maybe not even finish half of it. I could
Really?
smoke a whole vape in probably like 5 days.
Oh, I'll suck a cigarette down, dude.
No, I could. Cigar? Yes. Cigarette? No. No, fuck that, dude.
Shit.
Like a camel? Give me a little camel. Little camel blue.
Dude, actually, how we're talking about my uncle right now with the cigarette packs. I used to go pick up his smokes for him at the local smoke shop. I went over one time and I was like, yeah, can I get some Camel non-filtered? They looked at me and I was like 22 at the time. They're like, dude. They're like, are you fucking serious?
No
Don't do
filter?
that.
No filter, Camel non-filter, the old ones with the actual camel on it. They were like this fucking big. And they just looked at me like, dude, are you okay? Like, how the hell are you smoking like this? I said, oh, no, it's from my uncle. They're like, oh, the old fuck? I'm like, yeah, that hits him. Like, they knew my uncle pretty well because he'd go there like every other day getting the smokes. But when he was like not in a good mood, he's like, hey, go get my shit. I'm like, all right.
This is the uncle that passed away?
Yeah. Heavy ass smoke.
Respectfully, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a Camel non-filter smoker.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's...
He did Camel non-filter. He did Eagles. I think it was Eagle Reds. Non-filter. Everything was non-filter for him.
I'm not a smoker at all. I think I've only smoked maybe like 5 cigarettes in my entire life. And but I used to hate when like I'd have friends where they were like, hey, can you go get me cigarettes? Like if you're gonna go to the store, can you pick me up a pack of cigarettes? And I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, bro, it's so crazy ordering cigarettes because they're so like not ordering, but like they have to grab them for you. So it's like the fucking
Marlboro,
Marlboro
Light 100.
Yeah, they're like the black box or the green box. And I'm like,
right.
Yeah.
I hate ordering. I hate getting cigarettes for fucking people, dude.
yeah.
It's so complicated.
Yeah. And then there's like stereotypes to who smokes what kind too. Like I talk.
Careful.
Black people.
Yeah. Well, I actually
Careful.
make a joke on that. How when I was a medic, I used to wrap people up. You know, in the blankets, I was like, yeah, I get the black people, I roll them up in a white one. I'm like, oh, look, Newport cigarettes already lit.
Yeah.
I was like, it's still better than bringing up Scary
Racist.
Movie 2 looking like fucking Dookie.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was, I like that. I like that scene. It was like, I'm getting high as a motherfucker right now.
It's weed smoking him.
That's like the greatest fucking thing ever.
All right. Well, if you guys don't remember, because I was trying to get to this, but you guys kept interrupting me. Before we went on break, I was talking about kink shaming.
It's like, we're just going to keep going with this D&D and nerd girl conversation.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
No, it's good stuff. It's what you are.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. So we're going to watch this real quick.
Oh, God, this chick. What the fuck?
You give consent to everyone to kick you in the nuts?
I don't know if I'm gonna get that far.
All right. Do you consent to me? Yes. All right.
So remember what I said about the goth girls and the nerds?
Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Do you consent to me?
You consent to me, daddy. Yeah, you like that?
All right.
That hurt my balls just
Why,
watching.
what are those? What's on her feet?
I forgot. There's an actual name for them, but quite a few people actually bought them.
They were like considered designer boots. I forgot what they're called.
Somebody else.
Yeah,
I'll bring them up right now after this. Yeah, dude, look at this.
I think they're like anime shoes or something. Is what they said. Oh no.
So I'm assuming through this video his kink is that he's into like that type of play. Like I don't know what you call that.
No. Why'd she wind up like that though?
Oh yeah, he's definitely a masochist.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Quote unquote penis pleasure.
Oh, she's spitting in his mouth.
That's kind of hot. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I like that. I don't even mind the boot on the throat.
Oh yeah, the boot on the throat's good.
Not that.
Well, why not? Oh yeah, I don't know.
Oh!
Oh,
Dear God.
oh.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know if I can put
This
the
just
video
popped up in your algorithm, or
It's actually funny enough. It's been on my desktop for a while now. I've been just trying to find the right time to bring it up, but we somehow got into hentai and
my word,
fun stuff. So I just thought this would be a perfect time.
that was intense.
That
Yeah,
was.
but like I
Whatever
said,
happened
this
to
is
good
part of the
old sucking and fucking.
this is a part of the segment where it's like kink shaming.
Yeah.
So it's like you see stuff like that, and people like us that I guess you would assume are normal, unless we don't know your full story, so we don't know what you're at. But as far as me and Will go,
I think the fact that I knew what a masochist was and you didn't should have gave you a little hit right there.
well, no, yeah, that's one of those things that it's like a, a hidden talent. Like you know every word for every weird thing that anyone's into.
Yeah.
But masochist is like when you like to get hurt.
You like pain?
Yeah, you like
Pain is pleasure.
Sadist is the reverse. So there's BDSM, which is like bondage, dominance, submissive, and masochism.
Okay.
Like I was saying, some people like to be the top, some people like to be the bottom. In this case, you know. But what I do like though, 100% with this video is that she does make sure on video he is saying I do consent.
Consent. That's
because
good, yeah.
any other time of day, if this was to happen, someone would be like, "That's assault. That's assault. This is why you know."
This is why
men and
we should
women-
hit women.
Yeah, right.
This would be proof right here. Like this is why I hit her.
Yeah, bro.
All right, let's watch it again just in case.
Yeah, we can watch it one more time.
Just in case this is something I want to get into.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Give you consent to everyone to kick you in the nuts?
Everyone.
All right. Do you consent to me? All right.
What did he say before he said yes?
I don't know if I'm gonna get that far.
Yeah.
Oh.
Meaning like I don't know how many people we can get through with this. I can't even play devil's advocate here where I like understand why that would even feel good or what it is.
For some people,
It's like or like being degraded.
yeah, and that's part of it too. It's the degradation that some people like. You know, a lot of businessmen have actually been shown to be into that kind of stuff because they're always powerful. So they go into stuff like this, so they know what it feels like to be at the bottom, essentially.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
God, I don't like the way she wound up.
For real.
And he hesitated too. He was like, "Oh, what's she doing?"
Yeah.
But okay, I don't know about the second one. I think his hand was kind of blocking it, but the first one he took straight, didn't even flinch, nothing. He took that whole boot in there.
Yeah, and I've seen this girl do a lot of videos. Like she'll go to conventions and stuff, and people will pay for her to like put her ass up in their face, or she'll jump up and
That
hold
I
them and
understand.
stuff.
That
Yeah.
I understand.
Oh no, yeah, that totally makes sense.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
But to pay someone to kick you in the nuts?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. People have paid to have a lot more worse than that done to them. Dude.
No, I know. But like I said, that's one of the, like I said, once again, kink shaming. Like it's one of those things where it's like, I can't wrap my brain around it. There's
Yeah.
nothing about me that's like, I get it.
Beat me up.
Beat me up.
Yeah, it's
Dude, I remember one time, like this girl, like she like tried like playing with my nipples, like trying to like play with them, like not even pinch them, but just roll them. And I was like, like I don't like that. Like,
Oh.
no. The closest I get,
Come on.
is like you can put some pressure on my throat. I don't mind a bite, but anything hard to the point where I want to punch you in the back of the head, then maybe don't. But teasing, biting, that's cool.
But it's good that you at least discuss that because some people
I don't. I don't. But I also don't hit her. I'm just like, hey, I don't like that. But it kind of throws the rhythm off. So I just would,
work through it.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm very like
You're into some freaky shit, aren't you?
I test the waters with some of the girls I've been with, dude. It depends.
waters.
Well, because some of them they'll actually like guide me when they want certain things, like the throat thing.
Yeah.
They'll actually guide my hand to their throat and stuff.
That's a good point.
And other things they'll be like, oh, I like being spanked and shit like that.
So you consider that consent?
Yeah, as long as they're telling me
She guided
what
my
they-
hand, on Your Honor.
Yeah, no, literally as long. But I'll tell them like, hey, I'm not gonna go that hard. If I'm going too hard, though, you need to tell me right away. Especially like as a medic, I know there's been so many cases of people doing the whole choking thing with belts and hands.
Erotic
and they're
asphyxiation?
just like, yeah, and they're just next thing you know, boom, you're trying to do CPR on.
Are you guys not gonna clap for me? You know, did you know that?
What'd you say?
Erotic asphyxiation? I don't know if I'm saying it right.
No, yeah, erotic asphyxiation.
You guys are gonna give me props on that?
No, I do.
I
That was a good
did
one.
you
That
know
was a
that?
good one.
Oh, okay. Well,
I know
Say
autoerotic asphyxiation.
what is that? Was I saying it wrong?
It's when you choke yourself. I guess erotic asphyxiation.
I was saying it wrong.
No.
All right.
You're both
Well,
right.
Emil's
You're
always
both
gotta
right.
be
You're right
fucking
when you're
perfect.
choking
No,
someone.
dude, I get
I'm
it.
right when you're doing it to yourself. When
Yeah,
you're, when you're
he's
hanging
right on
yourself
the-
in the closet.
Yeah, you both got it right. It's to self and to others.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just acknowledge that next time, right?
I'm sorry, you did great.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, it's crazy though when people talk about like they're into that kind of stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, like what are your hard limits? What are your soft limits? Because those are things I personally need to know.
What are your hard limits?
My hard limits, oh, dude, like I don't do like to them or to myself.
Say to you.
To
me?
you. Yeah. What don't you like?
I am not into like any defecation, so no peeing,
don't
pooping,
poop
stuff
on me,
like that.
don't
Yeah,
pee on me.
yeah.
No pee either.
Oh hell,
Oh, okay.
What if they want you to pee on them? How do you feel about that?
no.
Yeah. No.
I won't do it.
man.
For me, that's just too disgusting for
me
I get
neither.
it.
personally.
I get it.
Me
Like
neither.
there
I don't
there
wanna
are
pee on anyone.
things 100% I will not do to other people. Some people are into knife play.
What?
Yeah. Here's the thing though, when you do the knife play, there's a trick to it. You don't use a
You don't
sharp
actually
blade.
stab them.
Yeah, don't stab them.
Yeah. Here's
It's
your
a
trick.
trick.
Be careful.
He's
Yeah.
like, I found it the hard way.
Well, it's sensual play essentially. So you're basically giving them that feel of like the knife coming around on their body and stuff. So usually
I like that. That's hot.
there's a trick to that I learned. You blindfold them. You show them the knife first, like a sharp knife. Blindfold them, then you take a credit card and you use that because it has a similar edge.
And you won't cut them.
And you won't
no
cut
matter how
them.
hard you go in
Exactly.
on them.
They'll-
Yeah.
So they'll be happy, you'll be happy, and everyone's playing it safe. Stuff like that.
No.
I think one of the funniest ones are the girls that like are into spanking or impact play, where I'm like, okay, like how hard are you okay with? Because some girls want you to bruise the shit out of
Because
them.
I'm very strong.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this video.
Gotta be careful.
That's where
I mean, your hand's bigger than mine, dude. You probably put some damage. Just like
That's where your love for anime comes in with the smack. Like you just
just like
You ever see the video where I think it's like two black guys fucking one chick, and they're like one's in the mouth and one's in the behind her, and,
Oh,
and
de-
she's like
devil's
punch me.
threesome?
She's like punch me in the ribs.
what the fuck?
And the guy's like, okay. And like one of them like hits her and she's like, harder. And then he's all like, boom. And you can hear it like a slap to her ribs. And she's like, harder. And it's a white girl, like pale white. So you start seeing the bruising and like the redness on her ribs. And she's like, harder. And he's all like, boom. And then his buddy gets in and they're all like, boom, boom, like rocking the shit out of her. And she's like, oh yeah. Like she's fucking, like they clearly broke a rib or two.
Whoa.
And she gets wetter and wetter. It's so fucking funny because you just see it like they're like, all right, this bitch wants it hard. And they hit her. Like, they're like, this is hard. And they hit her. And then they're like, and she's like, harder. And they're like, what the fuck? And they get frustrated. So they're like,
I don't like that.
bro.
I'm just asking. I never seen it either. I heard about it.
It's like I'm pretty sure I have it somewhere deep in those files
On the desktop.
on the desktop, right?
All right, enough of that. Next. So obviously everyone, like I mentioned in the beginning, he's a local comedian, but you have been one of the very few out here that have explored outside of Yuma. You've done a few shows.
Got more coming up.
Yeah,
You got more coming up. You've done abroad. You've done like other than doing stand up. You've done some improv classes I saw, or
Yeah, I
an
did.
improv show.
Improv versus
You're
stand-up.
about to do a roasting battle.
Yep.
Dude, that's fucking insane. Roasting alone, like I've always heard like there's good comedians, but even the best comedians aren't great roasters. Like
Yeah,
it's
I heard-
it's another skill with
really
also being
is.
funny. So
Because it's like
How's all that going on?
So the main thing with the roasting is some people are putting information about themselves out there prior because we're not going to find out who we're going up against until last minute. So there's 7 other comedians I may be going up against, and we get 3 jokes per comedian. So I have to write 21 jokes with 3 to each person, trying to keep some that are like general, you know, but I'm trying to find 1 or 2 that are personal that I could find on their Instagram and stuff or any information they put up there.
When do you find out though? Like how quick?
So I already found out
24
who
hours.
all the other comedians are.
How many days until it, or how many? When is it?
So that is on October 13th at
Oh,
the
so you got,
Solar.
like,
Yeah.
2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah. And that's at the Solaris Brewery down in Marietta, which,
California. Nice.
Yeah. That's actually where I did my first comedy competition was at Solaris. And I lost to some guy in the prelims that was talking about sea turtles and palm trees. But it was one of those, like, you know, the friends came and so they cheered more for their buddy and type stuff. Yeah. And the host actually came outside as I was getting ready to leave because, you know, I'm like, fuck, I lost, took second place. I felt like I'd done a lot better.
You got second place?
Yeah, I took second out
of how many?
4.
That's pretty
But
good.
considering I was the outsider, I wasn't even expecting to win regardless.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, you're bringing in your boys from outside. But the host, a guy named Peter Marshall, real cool fucking dude. I've been talking with him for a bit. Came outside, said, dude, I loved your shit. My wife loved your stuff, like the nerd and everything that you're putting out there. You're putting out stuff that a lot of these guys aren't talking about and putting in ways that everyone else can understand. Do you want to be an opener at Guadalajara? It's a restaurant out there. And I said, dude, fuck yeah. My family knows it and everything else. We weren't able to get that, but he said, dude, I got all these shows I'm trying to work at, new locations and everything. Finally hits me up a couple days ago and says, hey, I got a comedy roast battle in October. Do you want in? I said, what day is it? He said, Sunday. All right, I can do that. It's a day off. He says, I got another thing for you, 2 of them. They're basically comedy and trivia. And I said, okay, well, what do I have to do? He said, one's going to be Pulp Fiction, so you have to keep it like 80% of that. And the other one's going to be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So, like we were talking earlier, I've been watching Pulp Fiction just trying to dig for jokes, like looking at the trivia for it, looking at references and stuff. Like, how can I take Pulp Fiction and bring it into modern that people are going to understand?
I'd have to rewatch it. I've like I said, I only watched it like I think twice in my life. And
Yeah.
the first time was when I was younger, and the second time was like recently, just because I know it's a big deal. It's a big movie, but never really caught my attention. Like, I love Quentin Tarantino. I love all the Kill Bills and stuff, but Pulp Fiction to me wasn't like I just watched
the Kill Bills.
Kill Bills.
So I say it like that.
What
You
do
said
you mean?
Kill Bills.
Kibbles.
It's the Kill Bills.
Kill Bills.
What's the movie?
Kill Bill.
But it's multiple movies.
Kill Bills.
Yeah, like all of them.
You said it like Care Bears.
Yeah, because there's multiple ones. It's not just one. It's not. It's not
I know.
Kill Bill.
Kill Bills. You gotta give it that beat between Kill and Bill. You're kill billing.
All right, dude. Now you're just getting. Now you're listening. I think you listen more without fucking headphones than you do with.
Turning into a goddamn Pokemon over here. Kill Bill,
God
kill Bill.
damn.
That's true.
Kill
That's
Bill.
true.
It makes you listen.
It makes me like when I have the headphones on. I think I tune out. I feel like I'm
Because it goes straight into, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm listening to the podcast
Instead of like being in the podcast.
being in it.
I can
and
see
then
that.
I
I can
just
see
kind
that.
of like, yeah.
Damn, you might have broke some. We might do that next episode. Maybe no headphones. Maybe we'll be more into the actual moment.
Hey,
What were we talking about? Kill Bills.
Kill Bills.
Kill Bill. Anyways.
Pulp Fiction.
But yeah, Pulp Fiction. So I couldn't. Yeah, that'd be tough. There's no way I could even reference that.
Yeah, like one of the ones that I already started with was talking about how pulp means like something squishy and moist and unshapen. And so the way I looked at it, I was like, I think I got a way that's going to work. Like, you know, ladies, I'm starting to wonder if any of you get pissed off at men that always say they're like, oh, I'm going to pound this pussy to a pulp, right? And I'm just like, we all know that's a fucking lie. Because if they don't already got you wet and shit before they even started, are they even doing it right? It's like, not only that, let's be honest, it doesn't even have really a shape to it. It either looks like a camel toe, a clamshell, or fucking leftover roast beef.
I love beef.
Good point. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Once the first time I heard about roast beef in the reference to a vagina, it's kind of ruined roast beef for me. I used to love roast beef. Like at Subway, that was like mainly what I got.
I loved it.
Roast beef with like anything else. Arby's.
Arby's.
You guys still remember Blue Waffle?
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
I feel like we should just
I feel like
show
I've
him
heard
it.
that. No, thank you.
Just
What is
you
it?
don't want to see it.
No, but it's not like gory.
Yeah.
It's more of like a medical condition.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when they actually made the mermaid Eggo waffles, the actual blue waffles, everyone lost their shit when that happened. I was
don't
like,
remember.
it's alive, it's real. The blue waffles exist. That made a comeback for a good while.
King shame.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I just been trying different shit as best I can because, like you said, I want to learn more about the different ways people are bringing up comedy and the new ways. The roast battles are really becoming a big thing now. I'm seeing a lot of those everywhere.
So how many roast battles have you done?
This will be my first one actually.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. So the one I did prior was a comedy competition. So it was literally, bring your shit, put your best setup, and then let the audience vote. And that one, if you got first and they took the top 4, you come back again. Like I said, I lost in the prelim and took second. So I was like, all right, whatever. After that, I still tried doing other competitions. I went to Las Vegas for a convention called Level Up Expo. Enjoyed my time there. And then they actually have a stand-up competition. And in that one, they take the top 8 there. So I went top 8. I didn't make the top 3. And then the top 3 ended up doing like one final dad joke to win. But one thing I noticed is the Las Vegas people love to make fun of Arizona and California.
Fuckers.
But it was cool because they actually had judges at that one. So that one I actually got on-demand critiquing right then and there. And even one of the guys, he said, the reason I pulled you back is because I've seen a lot of comedians, they stumble and they're just like, you've ever lost that spot and it takes way too long?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, dude, the fact that you were able to come back so quick when you realized you messed up, admitted it, made a joke out of it, and continued back. He's like, not a lot of people can do that. He's like, not let alone recognize that they're actually making that mistake. And I was like, it happens.
Yeah.
I got lucky because same thing. I've paused once or twice in an open mic and just like, fuck, where am I at?
Yeah, pausing an open mic is one thing, but pausing, like, that's the thing, like, not to put pressure on you or like really think about this, but when you do like a roast, not only is what you say have to be somewhat true but also funny and stuff,
Yeah.
you also, the delivery you can't stutter.
Yeah.
Because then you
yeah.
get made fun of right away. So it fucks. So like, not only are you especially if it's like in the heat of the moment, you're trying to like find something on him, like in the moment that he's roasting you, then like when it comes out, it has to make sense from the beginning to the end. Because otherwise, if you start stuttering and stuff, people are gonna be like, "Oh, he's joking." He's like,
Yeah.
like they're gonna. It's gonna be so fucking tough. So, roasting in general is tough. Like, can you roast on the spot?
I feel like that's what we do when we're doing crowd work sometimes. Like, I think you were there, Emil, the guy that was like, "Oh, you did that joke last week," and I just I fucking paused everything, got the entire crowd on my side, and I was even like, "Dude, nobody asked you to fucking be here. If you already know what you're getting in," and it was a regular too. Like I don't know who it was personally, but I know he was a regular. So it's like, bro, we repeat a lot of shit. So you trying to come at me like that, I appreciate it in the fact that you gave me a chance to show what I can do. That I wasn't aggressive. I wasn't like coming out or making like a big deal like, oh, who the fuck is this asshole and shit. I basically said, we're out here, we're grinding, we're going every day of the week until we get our shit right, man. So you may have heard it last week, but they fucking didn't.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
You should have been like, you remember me?
Honestly, if I wanted to be an asshole, I kind of was thinking in my head, you know what? Someone turn the fucking lights out so I don't have to see them.
Oof. Woof.
But yeah, so it's
That's
like
a tough one.
I could.
Good luck, buddy.
Right. But again, I could have been 100% fucking asshole like that, but that's usually not my style when I go up and deal with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, true.
And it's the same thing with trying to come up with these jokes. Like I want it to fit me and my style and what I know I could say, but also how I flow. Like you were helping me with one joke, one of the openers. You said, dude, I could totally hear this in your voice, your cadence, how you do things, because I've discussed with other people. It's hard to sometimes help other comedians if you don't understand their style, their jokes, how they do things. And that can make it harder to give actual advice, And then same thing with the roasting. I don't know any of these guys, but I have to take what I'm seeing and get an impression of them right there, write all these jokes, and then say it out over and over and over until, like how you said, I get the delivery where I want it. So I know when I go out there, it's not going to be, what do I say again? It's like, nah, hey, you know about this guy, blah, 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 blah. Like, he kind of reminds me of this, this, and that, you know, and just boom, let it hit it right there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I was watching some of the other roast battles too, is you're either doing a generalized joke, you know, of like a fat person and just using that person's name, or you're actually saying something that's true about them that you can work into.
Yeah.
You know?
Just do an 8 Mile.
Right.
I do live in a trailer.
Right.
My mom is white.
That's
She
actually
is a slut.
So we all get a WWE
Intro?
style intro.
Nice.
And
So you have like intro music and stuff?
I don't know about music, but
How the fuck do you get an intro and not? That's like the main thing.
Just fireworks.
yeah. Well, he has.
You just hear him stomping as he comes down.
Pyrotechnic,
His
dude.
feet and everything. No music.
I'm just like, so many people keep making that gesture about how fat guys are very stompy, and I am constantly going up behind people.
Sneaking up on them?
Yeah, I'm there for like 10, 15 minutes listening to this entire conversation, and I'll just be like, hey guys, you know, what about blah, blah, blah? And they're like, when the fuck did you get here?
He's Chris Farley, Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah. Actually, I think you were there. I did that joke too, the Chris Farley one. Everyone kept egging me on to do the dance, and I just like did a little like, woo! Yeah.
Nice.
So, because we were talking about how there's the Australian Thunder Down Under shit, and I was like, man, there needs to be one for the fat guys, you know, because I'll be looking like Chris Farley and shit.
What would they call it?
Everybody's working for the weekend. Chips and salsa.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. What is it?
Chips and dip.
Chips and dip. That's a good
Fish
one
and
too.
chips.
Chippendales.
Uh,
Because that's what the tryouts were for in that scene. Yeah, in that SNL skit.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
can we take a quick break? I gotta take a piss, and then I have like 2 more questions, and we're out of here.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds
All
good.
right, we'll be back. All right, just 2 questions before we go.
Sure.
First off, when you meet someone for the first time, what's the first physical feature you take notice of?
I think probably
His tits.
Tits.
right. Usually their face, honestly, I kind of see if like, are they engaging with me? Do they look like they're coming up to like be aggressive? Are they chill when I'm talking to them? You know, or if I'm even coming up to them, do they look disgusted? Like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person, so I automatically know like right away. You know, so the posture of someone definitely says a lot along with their face, because I know some people got like resting bitch face.
Yeah.
As well. I've actually been told when I'm quiet, I look very pissed. And I'm like, nope, I have resting angry face. That's all it is, man.
No, it's like but I was asking. Thank you, but it was like a physical feature. Like for me, like mine.
Face.
Well, specific though. Like mine is like
Oh,
teeth
eyes.
or mouth.
Eyes.
Yeah. Why the eyes though?
I'm kind of a little bit into that believer of like you can see a lot about a person in their eyes, but also I'm very attracted to women that have like different colored eyes. Sometimes instead of the typical like dark brown or light brown, when I see girls with like blue eyes and green eyes, I'm extra engaged.
Interesting.
You know, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm still checking everything else out, like ass, tits, all that stuff. But I mean, if I'm coming up face to face with you, that's the first place I'm looking. Then I'm going lower.
That's. I think mine is like I said, teeth, mouth.
I can see that. I can see that.
Whether it's like lips or just like teeth in general, just like if they're straight or if they're discolored or things like that. But that just goes in general with like people in general, like even guys. I don't know. I just have this thing where like if you have like a nice smile or like a decent smile, then like you're like I could talk to you. But otherwise, yeah, like something going on, then I'm like staring at it the whole time. Look at him cleaning his teeth. He's all.
I have a bad habit. I keep messing with a bottom tooth.
Is it broken?
It's not broken. At some point I know it's gonna fall out, so eventually I'm gonna have to get it dealt with. But because it's like that, I have like this weird feeling, and it's like almost ADHD, OCD kind of going on. I'm just can't help it.
I feel that. What about you, Emil?
I like ears.
Ears?
Necks.
Okay.
Elbows.
Okay, wait, hold on. Necks. What about the necks? What do you like? You like thick necks? You like skinny necks? You like bony necks? You like veiny necks?
I like a taut neck. It could be big or it could be small, but I like it to be. I don't like it to be loose.
Okay, I can see that.
I like when the head's intact with the body. You're very broad in your description.
I think
I
what
like
he
a
means
thick
is,
neck. I like a skinny neck.
I think what he means is kind of like my neck, where it's like I got a built-in freaking travel pillow back here. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah. It can be big, just gotta be toy.
Yeah.
No, I'm being dumb. I don't know. I like eyes. I like eyes. I notice eyes immediately. And like to be whatever. Like if I was gonna choose between butts and boobs,
Yeah.
I used to be boobs. Now I'm butt.
I literally have a shirt that says "Boob Man" on the front, and it says "boobs" 4 times on the back. My oldest brother hates it because he has 3 daughters, and I still wear it. I don't care. He hated it so much. I wore it to a New Year's party at this like private beach they got where he lives. This lady comes over and she's like, "Hey, can you take a picture?" And I'm like thinking, okay, someone wants help with a picture. And she's like, no, I want to take it with you. I'm like, why? She's like, your shirt, man. And mind you, she's like, whew. She's like, I want to take a picture with the boob man. I'm like, all right. I go tell my brother. He's like, I fucking hate you sometimes. In Vegas, same thing. I wore that, and I was going out with one of my friends, and same thing, just very well blessed up in the front.
Nice.
And people kept going, well, we know what he likes. He ain't lying.
What about you?
I already said.
You did? What'd you say?
Mouth,
He
teeth.
did, mouth, teeth.
Oh, you did. Yeah.
He said the smile is what does it
I
for
guess
him.
I don't listen when I don't have headphones.
And then I go tits ass.
Tits ass.
And then vagina.
Oh, vaginas are cool. That's what I like.
Yeah, okay.
Vaginas. That's how I judge a person.
We get it. You're straight. We get it. You're straight on that.
I love to just like, when you're, you're putting when you palm it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like and you like you're dribbling. They like that.
That's nice, yeah.
They like that.
You spit on them and stuff.
Is that how you do it?
All right, last question. You're in prison for life. How long till you start getting horny to fuck a guy?
Oh, like a full week. 2 weeks.
Like
I get horny fast,
3
dude.
minutes.
I got horny fast, dude. I mean, honestly,
Well, because you got to think.
if I'm in there for life and I know no chance of parole,
Yeah, once you're in prison, like
3 days. What's the difference? I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna want to fuck some dude, or get blown by a dude or blow a dude. Let's just do it. Let's start it now. Let's go through my hoe phase. You know what I mean? Like fucking, just get it over with.
I like where your head's
Like I'm
at.
here and I'm DTF, dude. I ain't going nowhere. How many books am I gonna read? Fuck me.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
But I feel like years down the road, when you're giving like your 100,000th blowjob to a guy, he's like, "Damn, you actually like doing this?" And you're like, "No, I just wanted to get it over with in the beginning." And they're like,
Yeah, but then you don't.
they're
keep
like,
doing it.
we wouldn't have done this
That's what
if
I'm
you
saying.
would have.
You go through the hoe phase, and then you're like, cool.
There's no hoe phase in prison. Every new guy rolling in is gonna be like, "Oh, there's a guy that we can fuck here."
There's no hoe phase. Yeah, because
that I don't have
it's
to rape?
it's this game of like, no fresh meat. Oh, when we're gonna fucking get this guy and do this and do that. But if you're out there and you're like, hey man, I ain't going nowhere until I die. Let's fuck. Once they mow through you a few times, you're old news, dude. They're not. Trust me. No one wants 100,000th blowjob from me who decided to be gay 8 minutes ago.
Emil kills himself in prison because he's depressed that no one wants him anymore.
I would, dude. That shit would hurt. Imagine.
No, we'll
The
definitely come.
horniest people on earth, and none of them want to fuck you anymore. You're like, oh man,
I suck. You could fuck whatever you guys want.
I've been working out. I've been going for my walks in the yard.
They're like, "Oh, hey, Emil, we're just gonna go check out Josh's pod."
Yeah,
You were fun though. It was fun.
You were cool.
It was cool while it lasted, dude. But
we'll call you.
yeah,
We'll see you at lunch.
Hey.
We'll see you at Chow.
stay tight.
Stay Not anymore.
Stay tight.
All right, so I would flip immediately if I was there for life. What about you?
Not trying to be funny, but honestly, I'm in prison for life. In my head, I'm like, I'm done having sex for the rest of my life, I guess. I want to say like 10 years in.
10 years.
10 years into my sentence, if I survive and I haven't been raped by then, I think at that point,
You've been raped by then.
no. Me in prison, I don't get raped. I rape. I do the raping.
God.
There's no way I'm either gonna die or you're either gonna rape me or I'm gonna die and you're gonna rape my dead body. Either way, I'm not getting raped consciously.
Cool.
I will fight back. I'll get killed if I have to. I'd rather. You've seen what's the movie? Blood In, Blood Out. Mm-hmm. Remember when they stick that big sword in that guy's ass?
No, that's American Me.
Is that American Me? Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, my bad.
Santana.
And they fucking stick his face in the rice so he can stop screaming so loud. Bro, no. I don't know how he allowed that. Well, then again, they did get him drunk and stuff. So yeah, honestly, I would hope that they would get me drunk and then they would do that stuff to me. Please let me get drunk. Please let me live my life out like that. Like, no, there's no way I could do that sober.
Yeah, drink that Pruno, drink that toilet wine, get fucked up.
Fuck, imagine what that tastes like. You know anybody that's ever been to prison?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of my best friends was in prison the same time my uncle was.
Nice.
So they have like prison tendencies and stuff like.
No. Long story short, cops came over to my house asking for my uncle's friend. I said, "Go ahead and check the back. I don't care." Like
he's like, I didn't know he was in the back.
Yeah, right. I was always taught.
Wrong answer, by the way.
Right. This is one of those like if I had the same mentality I do now, I would have been like, get the fuck off my property unless you got a warrant. Like my mentality with police is way different now than it was then. Back then, it was like, oh, police are here. You know, I have to listen because otherwise they're gonna make my life hell.
That's a good point.
And but yeah, they went in the back. My uncle wasn't there. His friend wasn't there. My car was gone. And at that time, we would leave my keys out for my uncle if he wanted to go get smokes, whatever. Yeah. Right. They go look for him. They find him, find the car. They arrested my uncle and my friend. Around that same time, my homie was dating his chick. He gets pulled over. Apparently, he had a second name. And when they said, "Are you so-and-so?" He's all like, "No, that's someone else." His girl goes and says, "Wait, I thought your name was blah, 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 blah." Fuck. And he gets arrested right then and there. So now
girls ruin everything.
Yeah. So he's in a prison, and I go to visit him. My uncle happened to be at the same one. So like my dad and brother's visiting my uncle. I'm visiting my homie because no one else is at the time. When he gets out, I legit, I was a pastry chef at the time, so making cakes and shit like that. I made a cake for when he came out, and it was like this big giant blueberry blob of him in a gel cell that I made with those like wrapped up cookies and shit. Mm-hmm. Put those around him. I put some black and white stripes, and I actually put his inmate number on it. When he came out and got the cake, and he was like, "Oh my God, you actually put my number there. I love it."
That's dope.
I was like, see, I'm a good friend. I made sure I couldn't bring you a cake to prison, but I got one for you when you came out.
Nice. So, in prison for life, how long till you fuck a guy?
Honestly, I think knowing myself, I'd probably just like, all right, who's available, who's not available, who's fucking who's not fucking who, like day
you
one.
Want to know the deets.
I want to know the deets day fucking one. And I think honestly, it wouldn't be how fast I'm fucking, it's how fast I'm like looking for like some kind of partner at that point. It's like, if I'm going to be stuck in here, I'd rather have someone that's like, not necessarily, that's my bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you want to be bitch.
You want to be, that's my
Oh, no,
bitch.
they're still down on the bottom.
That's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, no, you don't fuck with that. That's mine. Yeah. You know? And, you know, no one else is going to mess with me because they're like, oh, this one's already, they're both fucking
You want to be in a power couple.
Yeah, basically. Prison power couple. If I'm going to be stuck here for life, I might as well have someone that by the end of it, I'll be like, make sure you get this to my grandson, you know, and blah, blah, blah. Some shit like that. Like, if I'm going to be fucking stuck, you know, might as well make it a romance novel, man.
Yeah, make the toilet wine together.
Yeah. Fucking what?
While he's smashing the noodles in the bag.
There was a movie like that. The guy, like, goes to court to get the lawyer and everything. They end up in jail. And the guy's not gay. He meets up with this one big black guy, and he's like wanting to do these Eskimo kisses and shit. At the end of the film, he's now with that guy. And he's like, I'm not gay and stuff. He's like, well, now you are.
What is that? That sounds familiar.
I can't remember the name of the movie. I think it's like Let's Go to Prison. It's maybe
it's Will Ferrell.
No. Oh, no, that's a different one. That's
what I was thinking, too,
That's
though.
Get Hard.
Yeah.
Oh, Get Hard, yeah. With Kevin Hart.
That's Get Hard. I think it is Let's Go to Prison, though. I'd have to look it up again, but yeah, that's kind of what happened. Is this guy's like in here, all of a sudden gets into like some crazy romance shit, And I'm just like, well, they escaped, but still, now he's got a, fucking butt buddy for life, essentially.
He's got a man.
Yeah, he's got
that's true.
someone. It's crazy, too, because he tries to act like he's like boss man and shit, and he still ends up being the bottom by the end of the film.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like that. Go in. Who's fucking who? Who's with who? Who's like...
You don't want to step on anyone's toes.
Who do I not want to fuck
Yeah,
with?
for real, especially
Yeah.
that. You don't want to get shanked for, fucking around with someone else's bitch at that point.
Yeah, it's true. I also
Oh,
like.
maybe you get a D&D game going? Meet someone like that?
It's very true. That's what I'm saying. When you get someone on the podcast that's been in prison, because I want to know. Yes, obviously they have like the different races, but
We'll do that one at a Starbucks.
I was actually... No shit, though. I was actually
at a
close to going
Walmart
to jail.
parking lot.
yeah.
When I was younger, I got arrested when I was in high school. I was 17, and basically they put it for sexual harassment, misdemeanor. It was all like a bunch of this chick was saying all kinds of crap
Yeah,
about
you
me.
have to tell us all that.
Might want to explain that before you say that.
Yeah, right.
I did get arrested one time.
Yeah, I did get arrested.
Not for sexual harassment though.
Oh, that's what they put it as and everything. But yeah, it
That's
was
what she says.
No
Fucking
shit.
liar.
No, the crazy part is the probation officer that arrested me. I went back the next day to go like tell my side because I was so fucking petrified of everything going on.
Yeah.
I told my side. They brought the chick back, and that bullshit of like, oh, let's see if they change their stories.
Yeah.
They literally told me, Nate, I am so fucking sorry. And I'm like, why? They're like, her story doesn't stay the same. Yours does. If you had said this yesterday, you would have never been arrested. I'm like, well, it's a little fucking late now. And I love my mom, but we were talking about she tries to be a little too helpful.
Yeah.
So
Nosy.
we got the fucking judge and everything, and she's like, no, we're gonna say no, not guilty, and everything else. Judge literally looked at my dad, looked at my mom, and they're both looking at her like, look, you need to shut up, because if you open your damn mouth, your son will go to jail. It was one of those like, there's a reason we're saying yes.
Nice.
And I got lucky, like. I learned who my real friends were at that point, man. Like, if you ever want to know who your real friends are, get fucking arrested. Swear to God. You get arrested, find out who's calling, asking where you are, what happened, wants to know the real deal and everything. After that situation, like years later, a guy I knew from high school, I met him again, and he had heard I got arrested and shit. He's like, dude, when I heard what happened, I wanted to beat your fucking ass. And I was like, well, good to know who my real friends are again. Because a lot of people were talking shit about me at that point. Like, I was kicked out of school, had to go to a new high school and everything.
Yeah.
And, like, only maybe 5 people actually had my fucking back that whole time. And I was just like, yeah, that's some real shit right there, man.
So did you assault her a little bit?
No.
Just a little bit. No. You didn't ask how much pressure she liked? This is before this is before you knew?
Pre-pressure.
All the
Pre-pressure.
ins and outs? Yeah.
But yeah,
This is why you ask now?
right? Yeah.
She said choke me.
Right? Oh, my God.
You have any upcoming shows?
Right now, just those 3
Well,
that I'm working on. So October 13th at Solaris in Murrieta, I'm going to be doing the Crow Fights. If I win that, I'll be going on to the semis, and then from semis to finals is how they're doing it.
That's the roast battle one?
Yeah, so that's the roast battle one. I got the date locked in. November 17th is also a Sunday. It's Chubby Cheekery or something like that. It's a meadery as well down in Murrieta.
Nice.
That's the one that's going to be Pulp Fiction.
Marietta's popping.
Yeah.
Is that by the beach? Is it?
It's like 20 minutes out from Lake Elsinore.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's not. Yeah, it's like in the valley area from what I remember.
Yeah, okay.
Marietta.
Temecula? Is it by Temecula?
Yeah, that's
It's
what I
not
was
far
thinking,
from. It's
too.
not far from Temecula actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the last one is going to be the National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, but we haven't locked in a date for that one yet. But it's supposed to be at the same place.
Okay.
But yeah, my boy Peter told me if I hit those well enough, dude, he's going to vouch for me for any of the guys that are putting on shows out there to like try and bring me down from Yuma.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, because I told him, like, dude, I don't mind driving from Yuma if it's a good show and it's something I can get out there because, I don't mean this to be offensive to any of the other comedians. I just don't want to be just that straight local comedian. I don't want to be just an Arizonian comedian. Like, I want to move up little by little. And that's why I'm constantly, asking Emil for help with my jokes. I'm asking other comedians. I'm restudying my shit all the time. Like, I've actually had people tell me, like, dude, I didn't think you were going to take comedy this serious. And I was like, it's a new challenge for me. And that's why I'm taking it serious is because there's a lot more to it than just going up on stage and being like, "Huh, I have a dick," you know. Like it doesn't just.
I've
it doesn't
tried.
just. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. You can't just go up and tell a joke and know it's gonna work. Like again, learning your audience, learning where you're gonna be. You know, for me, we've all discussed it before. I'm very niche, kind of with my material, but I'm breaking out of the niche, bringing in real life stuff that can relate to that. You know, with the whole magic and the D&D. Like, I mean, you guys heard it before. I've done the D&D joke about where to go eat or having a fight, but still throwing in that little bit of nerd into it. But people can still relate to, oh yeah, I've been in a fight before. Oh yeah, I've, you know, not known where to go. And so it's like, do what we do.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Hell yeah. Any Instagrams?
Yes.
You're at?
Yes. I do have a TikTok and an Instagram. My TikTok is at Nate_Leche_comedy. And then my Instagram is Leche_comedy. So pretty much go and search, put Leche comedy, and I'll pop up.
Nice. Perfect. Good job on the branding.
Yeah, man. That's one thing I'm still working on. I'm trying
Merch. You need merch.
I'm actually working on merch right now. I want to do, you know what, in Aego faces, like the girls are like, type. Yeah, the eyes roll back and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to work on something like that where it's like dripping down and it says Leche kind of like dripped out
Nice.
with that. So a little bit of that. And then I want to do like a milk carton one as well that actually says Leche on it. And maybe like parentheses, yo tengo leche para todo personas or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
What about what are they called? Like ponchos, like splash zone ponchos.
I thought that would be funny, but
Have we talked about that?
Like as merch?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been trying.
Plastic?
I would love to have something like that, only because then it really goes with the opener I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
And that one's on and off, man. Like as soon as people hear the Spanish, I think some of them tune out.
I don't disagree with that. I've noticed that. I've noticed that.
Because when I come out, I'm like, yeah, my name's Nate Leche Laudermilk. For those of you who don't
Yeah,
know,
but that's like if you're in a room and like there's 15 people there and 12 of them don't speak Spanish, or even 6 of them don't speak Spanish. It's like you're gonna feel that off,
right? And that's why usually like I try and do the whole like yo tengo leche para todas personas aquí. I'm like, for those of you that don't understand Spanish, that means I got milk for everybody. Like I just try and throw that extra in there.
Have you tried it without the Spanish?
I have not.
Try it.
Try it.
I can't.
Just go right into that.
I got milk for everyone. That's what
I got milk for everybody. See if that hits immediately.
that might. It's and again, just like how I said, going back and looking at all my shit, it's like, okay, where did I screw up? Where could I have paused? Where could I have shortened? You know, because that was something you brought up and I didn't think about was word economy. That's a big thing. The last like 2 weeks, I want to say, between you and the other guys I've been talking about is exposition and word economy. You know, and I think some comics don't even think about that kind of shit either, to be honest, because I mean, I'm a fucking motor mouth. I won't lie.
Yeah.
And
I could tell.
He's like, shut up, Nate, so we
We've
can end the
noticed.
podcast. It's like,
I just want to get you out of here before you go to work.
Yeah, dude, you're going to work. You're going to work a full ass shift.
Yeah.
oh, dude, I legit like
About to
got
go
like
home
another
and eat
10,
dinner.
15 minutes if you guys just want to keep shooting shit.
I think that's all the questions I have though. Leche.
Just 15 minutes.
Leche.
Just 15 minutes of talking bullshit and comedy.
Yeah.
No, man, but thanks for coming out. Make sure you guys like, subscribe on the YouTube. Follow our Instagrams at The Slobs on the Pod on Instagram, on TikTok. What else? I think that's it, man. I love you, Emil.
I love you.
I love you, Nate.
I love you guys
I love
too.
you, Leche.
Thanks
you
for coming out, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, dude. I've been waiting a while to do this.
No, we've been trying to
made
get
it
it on
happen,
for a while,
man.
yeah. All right, guys. Play it. Say it.
What part?
Play the song.
Play the song.
Which
Thank you.
song?
We're out. All right.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I wasn't prepped for that.